Hello everyone, this is me Sharon and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to show you how to crochet a double zippered purse. I have made one before and the difference is that I only used one color in this, and I did this purse using double crochets, and for the last 3 rounds I did single crochets. By the way, don't forget to subscribe. To start this project, first you're going to chain 5 and then you're gonna add 3 chains. 1, 2, 3. This will count as 1 double crochet plus 1 chain, and then on the 5th chain from hook, that is where we're gonna make our second double crochet. So 1 double crochet into each chain except the last chain, in which we're going to work 4 double crochets. Now this is what it looks like. Now into the very last chain you're gonna work 4 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This will turn our work to the opposite side, and we will continue working 1 double crochet into each stitch across until we get to the last stitch where we first made our first double crochet, which is a chain 3. So into the next available stitch, just keep working 1 double crochet into each stitch across. Alright, now the last stitch will be where your chain 3 is, and at the bottom of your chain 3 is chain 1, so that is where you're gonna work your 3 more double crochets, so that you're gonna have 4 double crochets on both ends. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to end the round working a slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain. 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch. So round 1 is done. Now we're not going to work an increase anymore. In the next few rounds we'll just be working chain 3 to start every round, and then into the very next stitch you're gonna work a double crochet, 1 double crochet into each stitch around. So once you get back around, you're gonna work a slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain. And from here on, we will just keep repeating that until we get the height that we want. By the way, after this round 2, you're going to chain 1, fasten off, and you have to make one more like this, because the next step is we're going to join the 2 pieces together. You can add stitch markers so that you know where to start and end the middle row. So in here I added stitch markers, and for the middle row I have 24 double crochets, and then on both sides I'm gonna have 30 double crochets. So that's how easy it is. You just need to count, make sure that the middle row will have the same amount of stitches as you move on to the next round. So make a slip knot, and then we're going to join both stitches of both sides. And once you get both stitches together, you're going to work chain 3, which counts as 1 double crochet, and then continue working 1 double crochet on both stitches to join them. So remember, you must also have the same amount of stitches once you get here. So I didn't count it, maybe later I will tell you how many stitches I made to join the 2 pieces later after. So I did 24 double crochets on this row, and then we're gonna work or continue working 1 double crochet into each stitch on this side first, and then to do that you're going to work 1 double crochet in here, continue working 1 double crochet into every stitch until you get to the last stitch in here. Now once you get to the last stitch, which is the 30th double crochet, before you continue working a double crochet into the other side, you're gonna make a slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain of the middle row. So work a slip stitch in there. So make sure you add a stitch marker and make sure to count both sides so that you will end up the same amount of stitches. So in here I'm still checking and then slip stitching on the 3rd beginning chain of the middle row, and then I'm gonna add a stitch marker right into the very first double crochet of this middle row, and then continue working double crochets and onto the other side. Make sure to have 30 double crochets in total as well. So just work 1 double crochet into each stitch until you get to the last stitch. Alright, now I'm into the last stitch. So the next thing is I'm going to work a slip stitch into the stitch into the first double crochet of this row. So now I'm gonna start chaining 3, which will count as 1 double crochet, and I should have 24 rows until I get here. So same thing, I'm going to work 1 double crochet into each stitch until I get to the 24th stitch. here. So after working the 24th double crochet, work 1 double crochet into the other side, and on that side make sure that you will have 30 double crochets in total, and then by the time you get here you're gonna slip stitch. So once you get back to the other side, you're gonna slip stitch on the third beginning chain, which is the first double crochet that we've made for this round. And then after slip stitching in there, you can add a stitch marker so that you'd know the number of rows in the middle. And then after that, continue working 1 double crochet into each stitch into the other side. So that's what you're going to repeat until you get the length that you want for the purse. Alright, so after finishing all the 30 double crochets on the second side, now to end the round you're going to work a slip stitch on top of this middle row, which is a 24th stitch, and that is where we're gonna start our next round. So we're going to chain 3, and then you're going to turn and work 1 double crochet into each stitch all throughout the row, and there should be a total of 24 double crochets. So just keep doing that until you get the length that you want, but the last few stitches will be the edging, so just leave an allowance. So the next round, after working 4 rounds, I'm going to insert the D-ring before chaining 3, and as you can see, I am going to finish first the middle row and then get to the other side, and then before I work the last 2 stitches of the first side that I finished, I'm going to insert the D-ring, so you're gonna see in the next clip. So in here, before I finish my last 2 stitches, I'm going to insert the D-ring in there to secure, and I'm gonna do the same once I worked a slip stitch into the middle row, which is the chain 3 there. So I'm going to work a slip stitch first. So that's how I insert the D-ring. If you have other ways on how to insert it, then you can do so. So this is just your other options. Now, if, say for example, you want to turn this one into a sling bag, then you need 2 D-rings on both sides. And same thing, you can insert it this way if you want. Alright, so to end the round, we're going to work a slip stitch into the last double crochet of the middle row, and then the next round we're going to separate the purses. And as you can see, I have worked on back loop only, so I'm going to chain 3 in there, and then I'm going to turn and then continue working back loops only on this side first. So in this case, we will be finishing the opening of the other side of the purse, and whatever we do here, we're gonna do the same on the other side after we finish this. So we'll do 1 round of 1 double crochet on back loops only on this middle row only, but when we get to the sides, we will have 30 double crochets. So once you get back around, you're gonna work a slip stitch on top of the 3rd beginning chain. So we're gonna do the same on the other side, but first we're going to finish the edging. So I'm going to chain 1 single crochet into the same stitch and into every stitch around. So I'm gonna do that for 2 more times. So I will have 3 rounds of 1 single crochet into every stitch around, and then fasten off and repeat the same thing on the other side. So once you have finished the other side, it's going to look like this, and we need zippers. So for a medium weight yarn, this is the size of the project that I have made. So if you want a bigger purse, you can use a bigger yarn with the compatible hook. And I'm using continuous zipper. You need two. So the next step is you're going to secure the zippers with pin first before sewing it. This is what it looks like after sewing the zippers. I actually have a lot of tutorials where I showed how to attach the zippers step by step, so if you wanna see that, you can check back on my playlist. Now for the fabric lining, this is optional. I have used a plain canvas cloth, and you can use whatever you want at home. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have made one, do not forget to tag me on my IG account. It's at SharonLee26. I would love to see the projects that you have made through my channel. And also I would like to take this opportunity to thank also those who have made these projects and tagged me on my IG account. Thank you so much. This project is really great, especially when you have a bunch of small stops to put in. So instead of just one purse, you can have two. Put your phone into the other purse and then coins on the other side. It makes a great gift. You can make this one into the size that you want. You can start with a smaller number of chains. Thank you so much.